Let's do it, man.
All right.
I've had like 500 milligrams of caffeine already.
You want to start off?
Yeah. I'm Andrew Robinson,
I'm Emiliano.
and we are Leather and Loom, and I am very hungover.
So if you guys didn't know and you didn't see the story, shame on you. But if you looked at our Instagram, Andrew last night crushed it as the drummer in a little band that he's got with his friends, and they're fantastic. They're the Woodchucks. Give them a follow.
Yeah, we're a little lethargic today, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and rip this thing and talk about
Watches and Wonders.
Watches and Wonders. We're going to talk about our favorite picks from Watches and Wonders. We don't have any rules. We're not going to be weird about how we do our picks. I have 4 picks. Emiliano has 4 picks.
And one honorable mention.
Yeah, and I think I have like 8 honorable mentions, but we'll breeze through this. We're going to have fun, and we're going to get started.
Yeah, we actually had to put up the laptop because obviously we're going to be talking about watches that neither one of us have really seen. So it's a reference for the other person to be able to check it out.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go first?
I'm going to go first, and it's going to be the Tag Heuer Solar Quartz F1.
I like it. I think it's the best part of the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of chunky,
The
blocky, early 2000s.
Late 90s kind of watch.
Like turn of the century. I think they did great. Now, we have some friends that hate the fact that it's quartz and that the price tag's $1,600. But
I think it's $1,800.
Or, yeah, I was wrong. It is more expensive than what I just said.
Yeah.
But it's close to about $2,000 for a quartz.
I would love to hear what you guys think about this. A lot of people are going to be really upset because it's like nobody cares that it's quartz, right? It's supposed to be a quartz watch. That's what it was. That's what it was originally.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to be upset at the price tag. In a lot of ways, this kind of feels like it might be Omega Swatch, Moon Watch kind of thing, but on a higher end.
10 times the price.
Here's my opinion. It's fun. They're bringing back something that they know they love. This is also the reintroduction of Tag Heuer going back into F1.
Yep.
To be the sponsor of F1.
Yep.
I think this
Rolex
is
bowed out.
a perfect introduction for it. Whatever, you pay to play. It's kind of a pay to play thing, right? Like it's fun, it's quirky. Like, yeah, is it worth $1,800? No, but is your Rolex Submariner worth $10,000?
I'm gonna say this: is it worth $1,800 or $2,000?
Yeah.
No, but I think your enjoyment from it will, because it's something that I'm gonna wear a hell of a lot more and like not be so worried if compared to like let's say a Rolex.
Is your Rolex Submariner worth $10,000? Is your Rolex GMT worth $17,000? Ladies and gentlemen, the answer is no. The answer is no. It's not worth that.
As a man wearing a sub right now.
Yep, as the man wearing the sub right now. A Rolex Submariner in the 70s, even with inflation, costs around $2,000.
Oh yeah, it's gotten pretty big.
What are you paying for right now on a Rolex Submariner? You're paying for marketing. You're paying for name. And I think in a lot of ways, you're paying to wear a tag. You're paying to wear an F1 that is fun and quirky.
Oh.
And yeah, who cares? Whatever.
Also, the colors are great. I think the colors are great. And that's going to go into my next one. I also kind of picked it along the color variation.
If you don't like it, guys, don't be upset. Just don't buy it. Don't be weird. Don't complain. It's okay. It is okay.
I think, yeah, I got nothing else to say.
Now, here's what I will say. Last thing on this: the rubber strap ones for $1,800. We're getting weird at that point.
That should be like 14, 13.
That should be like 14 or 13. I agree.
Yeah. All right. My next one is the Nomos Glauchut, the Club Sport Neomatic World Timer.
Neomatic.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the colors in the same way as like the tag, the way they did the colors, I freaking love it. I love it. I love how they were able to be very playful, but not over the top. The problem with some is that they go way too far, and I think they did it really well.
I agree with you. Looking at these right now on the laptop that I've just seen for the first time. Usually Nomos doesn't grab my attention. I find Nomos to be, and kind of like just German brands,
A little too conservative.
don't beat me up. Yeah. A little boring.
Yep.
And
I think there's a good departure from that.
Nomos,
we'll put up all the different colors, but I think there's a really cool departure from
No, I
the
agree. And I
conservativeness.
love that, like the Pepsi thing that they have going on there. That's really cool. And then all these sub dolls are really cool.
And the names are great.
The names are great.
It's like volcano,
That's
jungle, lava. They
Yeah.
do it I think it's really great. I think if you want something with a lot of color, you want something obviously with great craftsmanship, it's about $5,000. It's not out of this world.
Those are $5,000.
Yeah. They're less. They're less. About like 47, I think.
Okay.
They're a bit, but they're limited to 175 per variation.
That's cool.
So it's like it's a limited edition run. You're paying for the limited edition price, but I think it's got a lot of color. I think it's got a lot of fun to it that you don't see. It's like a subtle fun, and I really like that.
I like it. Unfortunately, Nomos kind of reminds me of like the office watch, like a safe office watch, like a guy that's kind of boring, but then he buys it. Hear me out.
It's bland.
It's
all their other ones are bland.
Watch. It's like a guy that goes to the office and he's like, "Oh, this is my Nomos, and I bought it in red, and I'm so quirky." It's like, no, you're just kind of freaking boring, dude. But you know what?
His favorite ice cream is vanilla.
His favorite ice cream is vanilla. He's been to Germany one time through a layover. He never got out of the airport.
No, but he wears a bunch of German swag.
Yeah. Sorry, Nomos guys.
But I like it.
Lower end Nomos, I love the price point. I think they're awesome. I don't know about spending $5,000 on this, but it's cool.
I think it was great. I think it was great. All right, your next one.
Yeah. One of my favorite picks is the John Mayer that they reintroduced. I don't know if we can call it the John Mayer. I don't know if we're allowed to call it that, but it's the full solid yellow gold Rolex Daytona with the green dial again. But instead of having green subdials like the last one, it's yellow gold subdials, which whatever, between the two, I think I prefer probably the green subdials. But I like this watch a lot. If I had $70,000 to just blow on a Daytona, this would probably be the one I would get. I keep talking about John Mayer in all of our videos.
I'm probably gonna make some sort of fun in it in post-production. But yeah, it is a cool watch. I think it's, again, it goes back to you wear that at the Wimbledon Open when you have all white Nike clothes on or Lulu clothes on, and you're sipping some of their like signature cocktail that's kind of like a mint jubilee, but it's not. That's the watch you wear.
I'm cool with that. I would buy this watch as like a retirement watch. I would wear it. I would actually wear it.
Huh. I could see that.
Yeah, this is a watch I'd actually wear.
I could see that. It's not, I like it. I want to see it in person because obviously this is a rendering.
Yeah.
But I want to see how that gold finish looks in person.
Here's what I think too. A lot of people are like, oh, that's a flashy watch. Some watches really are flashy, but you look at a Rolex President. A Rolex President can be really, really flashy depending on what you wear with it.
Or also casual.
It's all about what you wear with your clothing.
It's like 80s yourself. Casual. Yeah.
Yeah, it's how you present yourself. I would say watches can be innately flashy.
Country club casual?
Yeah. It's how you dress up the watch, not how the watch dresses up you.
Agreed.
Cool.
All right.
We might need to like trademark that. I've never heard that before, but that's
trademarked. You hear it here first, timestamped.
Yeah.
All right, my next one, I'm gonna butcher it.
I'm familiar with the brand.
The Parmigiani Fleurier, and this one's the Toric Quantieme Perpetuelle. I probably messed that up just a little bit.
And if you're not a Spanish-speaking individual, perpetual.
Yeah, I have a little bit of Italian heritage, so I tried it out. Let's see if it works. My big thing with this is I love
the price tag. You love the price tag?
Nope, I love the negative space. It is a $100,000 watch, but the negative space I think is done very well. It's got two kinds. The first one is a blue platinum or blue dial with a platinum case. I think it's very well done. I think it's kind of similar to what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing the Seiko on like a very similar.
Yeah, the watch looks identical to your Seiko. It's everything about it.
First of all, you compared a Patek to a Timex last video, so.
True.
And then the other one is a rose gold. And I think they're both done very well. I really like the negative space. My biggest problem with a lot of perpetual watches, a lot of like moon faces is they get really complicated. They get really busy. I think this one's done extremely well. And I really like the way they played on the negative space. That's kind of my 2 cents on it.
I don't know how much you know this brand. They do a really cool GMT where it is exactly like this, not exactly, a very similar configuration of the dial, but they have a hidden GMT hour hand. It hides behind the regular hour hand, and it's a different color gold. So when you set it, if you choose to set the GMT hand, it comes behind, and
I did not know that.
It'll reveal itself, and then you can retract it back when you don't want to use the GMT function, and then it's just a regular watch. Pretty cool, right?
Oh, check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, you're up, Andrew.
Okay. I feel like this is the same watch that Rolex just released, but then for Patek.
I think you got a type.
I think I do have a type.
And it's John Mayer.
Yeah. So I don't know. I love this watch. It is the Patek 7340. And this is a full gold watch and a green dial. Again, it's a perpetual calendar. Perpetual calendars are my favorite complications. It has a beautiful moon face. It has a micro rotor. Just really cool watch. I know Patek is some high horology stuff, so I'm not really comparing that to Rolex.
But we compare it to Timex here.
Yeah, if I was Mr. Wonderful or Teddy Baldassor, I would wear this watch, but unfortunately, I'm not. So
I like it. I like this
beautiful.
one more than the Daytona.
I do too.
I think this is like a better.
I'm not a lottery winner, so I can't. I can't afford it.
Who knows? Maybe you got a long lost uncle.
Yeah,
and a nice trust fund.
Yeah, right. Who knows? But this is an awesome watch. I don't have anything like any stories to tell you guys about my gateway into wanting this watch. There's nothing sexy or secretive. Like I feel like a lot of people on YouTube are just like, "Oh, I like this watch because it has something to do with it." That's not it. I just like the way it looks. Sorry, y'all.
And that goes into my next one. I just like the way it looks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual in the pastel colors, I think, was done so well.
Yes,
well.
I do too. And people hate with a capital H Rolex. Anytime they do anything, haters come out of the woodworks, behind the trees, out of the air vents.
I really didn't like that red dial that they came out with.
I don't love everything that Rolex comes out with.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I present myself as a Rolex fanboy, and you know what? Maybe I am a little bit, but like people are like, "Oh, they didn't do anything creative."
I think that was so well done.
Neither does Nomos. Like people are like, "Oh my god!"
Don't hold on, dude. Nomos is in the firing
This
line.
is cool. This is good. What do you want Rolex to do, people? Like people are so upset by the Rolex releases.
Yeah, people in the office were talking about it.
This is sick. I love the lavender dial.
Lavender was great. I really like the mint and the beige. I think the beige is very well done.
I would wear the mint or the lavender.
I think I might have to do beige, just because I could like wear it out a little bit more.
Oh, whatever. There are no rules.
But yeah, and then it comes in. They're not all available. Sorry, not all sizes have the same dial available.
That's correct.
So the 41, I think,
does
only
not
has
have
like
lavender.
No, it has a blue, it has the mint, and it has the beige. And then I think the 36 is the one that has all of them.
That's correct.
So different flavors. It's a very conservative watch in the sense that there's nothing crazy about it, right? It's not fluted.
That's what OP's all about.
And I think it's just good. All right.
I love that it's brushed. I hate the polished center links on watches, and every watches are getting so shiny now, and I'm not a big fan of that. Also, hot take: I love a 36 millimeter watch.
I'm like very much considering. I want to see it in person, but
we need to talk about Tudor at the end of this.
Okay, we have what we like about Watches and Wonders. At the very end, I'll take 60 seconds talking about the one brand that just I think flopped, but that's just me.
Okay.
All right, next one.
The Cartier Guilloche. This is if I were to pick a watch brand that I think speaks to me as a human being the most, it's not Rolex. It is Cartier. I don't know why. I think that just the design language is like it represents how I see myself as a collector and as a person. Kind of just like not boring, but kind of like refined.
I think it's a little brutalist,
little dressy, a little funky, a little fun, like the Cartier Crash and like some of the guilloches that they're doing and. The tank.
I think the tank's timeless.
It's like a sexy, classy watch. I'm not saying I'm a sexy, classy guy. I wish I was.
But it's not as flashy as others.
But yeah,
it's a little more subtle.
Like I'm not a very sporty guy. Like I have a sporty job, but I'm not a very sporty guy. I love to like put on a collared t-shirt and like go have dinner and like go out and do nice things and sip wine. And that's like Cartier in a nutshell. But the Guilloche came out a really long time ago, back in like probably the 20s and 30s when all of these jumping hour hands came out. I love a jumping hour hand watch. They're so legible. It's super easy to read, which is really cool. And
except they make the window to watch to see the hour very small. Yeah, at least from what I'm seeing on the renderings.
I think when you're looking at designs, like Germany has this like minimalistic design,
very industrial
design. Like the 70s was really big in this industrial design coming out of. Like going into the Cold War, so everything was like concrete, industrial. That's where you get the Royal Oak and some of these magenta designs. But this is like the pinnacle of Art Deco.
I think it's very brutalist. I think it reminds me a lot of like old school Marxism, in that it was like very just utilitarian, right? Like there is a window to see the hour and there's a window to see the minute. You don't need anything more.
Take a look at some of the jumping hour hands after this. I think you'll like start to see the Art Deco-ness. Like some of them like have these like layered, pyramiding up into the watch. It kind of looks like an Art Deco thing, but I just love the watch. I think it's awesome that Cartier came out with this. They're going to be in the regular catalog, except for one of these.
It's this one. It's the diagonal. It's the
Yeah.
platinum, and it's limited edition.
Yeah.
And it's diagonal. So all the ones are vertically aligned. It's the only one that's
This
diagonal.
is a watch I would seriously consider buying for myself. Over like one of my girl watches is a Rolex President, but I would buy this watch maybe over a Rolex President. I don't know how much they retail for. I think they're probably in the 30s or 40s because they're all gold and platinum. But
yeah, they're very nice.
But they're beautiful. So yeah.
All right, our last one is going to be the JLC Reverso Tribute, but the four I'm going to correct myself. The four that are done in tribute to the Persian epic, and I'm going to mess this up, Shahnameh.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
I think so I've seen some of the Persian paintings from this period. I was in New York at the NOMA, or not the NOMA. Oh my God, the NOMA. And they had like a Persian section, an exhibit being done, and it was beautiful. And I think the design, I think the subtlety, all the dials are kind of different and they match the epic. The one that's great is Feridun Tests the Sun, and there's three others, but they're all supposed to talk about like myth, legend, and reality. And I think it's very well done. I think it's a piece of art, and it's kind of like full circle moment. Hats off.
If I were to sub out one of the watches that I picked, it would be the Patek, because I think it's doing the same thing that the John Mayer does at a more affordable price. For the Rolex is more affordable. And I would have picked the new JLC Reverso that came out in solid gold with the new the gold mesh bracelet. Unfortunately, I can't pull up a photo for you right now, but it is beautiful. I think it's super well done. I think it's coming in at $40K. Very expensive for GLC. GLC increased the prices.
Turbulon too.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe JLC deserves to go up in the price. Maybe not so much as they did a couple of years ago. They went up like 30% in a year. Maybe not that jump, right? But JLC is a fine craftsmanship watch. I love the full gold one they came out with.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I think they're very unique. I think like people like know them, and I appreciate what they were as like a polo watch. I don't know if I'd ever see myself owning one. Yeah. I think I would have to own a tank first to like really appreciate the rectangle dial, and then move into one. But in terms of what like wowed me, and the fact that it's all hand drawn on enamel, and it's all replicated, and I think it's per enamel piece, which is, I mean, I'm talking like half an inch by a quarter inch. Yeah. It takes about 100 hours for the artist to build each one. So to me, that was it. And I got one more honorable mention, but if you have an honorable mention,
that was mine.
Was that the JLC? Yeah. Okay, mine is going to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to mess this up.
It's
Piaget.
It's
Piaget.
No, it's Piaget.
Piaget? Oh, because it's French, because they don't pronounce the T. The Andy Warhol, though. They
brought back, so Piaget, I'm gonna give like a little lesson. Piaget in the 70s, they were really known for their stone dial watches. It's like this big collector piece now. So in a lot of vintage watches, people are hunting these stone dial Piagets. They're still super desirable.
So
very inexpensive. I think that you're right. You nailed it. Piaget is doing something awesome with these stone dials, like the Tiger Eye dials and things like that.
Yeah, and what's crazy is the Tiger Eye is $50K. Do you know how much the
50K?
Yeah. Do you know how much it's like $40K. Sorry. Do you know how much the blue one is?
How much?
$500,000.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Piaget, I was going to give you props, Piaget. I was going to give you props because you're bringing back something that people love about your collection. But if I can go and find this same watch that you just produced, something that looks 80% similar in DNA with the same brand, and it's $4,000 on Chrono, and then you're selling
from the 70s, have a little bit more of a history.
Piaget, come on. I think you're doing awesome things. I love this, but you just dial it back.
It's
put yourself in a collector category.
Yeah, the blue one. The reason for the blue one is because that's all blue sapphire.
That's cool.
Which is like great, but like $400,000.
But also, look at who they are. They're probably not tailoring to guys like you and I. They're probably tailoring.
No, but I would love to have that.
To fuck around money.
Yeah. I'd love to have the
stone dial.
Yeah, the stone dial. I think it's fantastic. I think it's very subtle. I think it's very clean. Very, very vintage with a modern take.
Yeah.
Great honorable mention.
I'm going to end it with two things. Number one, shout out to Casey for the leather and loom shirt. God bless him.
He's an amazing man.
Hilarious. But
And we have one more
thing we want to talk about, which I think Tudor.
dog.
What did you do?
What is going on? They're releasing another watch too in like 30 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just stop.
Okay, hold on. I want to give Tudor credit. I forget it's the new Pelagos they came out with. I like.
Yeah, but it's nothing.
The 1,000-meter rated. I think it's truly a tool watch.
Absolutely.
You can be like, oh well, who needs 1,000 meters? Who needs 300 meters? Who needs, it's a tool purpose watch. James Cameron needs it. You're right. He needs a couple more than that. Yeah, it's a tool driven watch. I think that's really cool. I also love the Black Bay 58 that came out in burgundy. Insert photo.
Well, hold on. They stole that from the Seiko Samurai.
Well,
it's the same burgundy.
Did you know though that they actually got that from their previous catalog? They did that watch back in the 70s. So we'll have to do some research on who came out with it first. Anyway, I like it. I also love that they came out with the 5-link. I won't call it a Jubilee because Tudor gets weird, but the 5-link bracelet on all their chronographs.
Yeah, the 68 when they were talking about like, oh, why'd you go 43? And they're like, well, because we don't have it. Dude, no one is hunting for 43. There's a guy at work who's got probably the biggest wrists that I've ever seen. And even he's like, no, I'm good. And I was like, that's the guy. Do you think I'm wearing a 43? Hell no.
No, I owned a James Cameron and it was miserable to own because I was always worried about it. Like anytime it's like.
You're wielding a mace.
Yeah. And a mace that's really expensive. And if you dent it, it hurts your soul. That kind of mace.
Yeah. Tudor, do better.
Just in that watch category. I'm not a fan. You know what? I'm not going to.
And I really liked you. But not this season.
I'm not that upset.
I'm pretty upset.
For the big guys that want to wear a 68, go for it.
I don't think I could recover. Send me a gift box and then we'll talk.
Emiliano is a huge advocate.
I love Tudors.
He has a Tudor.
Yeah.
A Hydronaut.
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think. What is your favorite watch out of the ones we collected? What upset you? What did we say that hurt your feelings?
Yeah. And which ones do you absolutely disagree with us? But I know you'll disagree with his, not mine.
Yeah. All right. Let us know. Thanks for tuning in. Get out of here.
Bye.
Go. Leave. Tune out now.
You can turn it off.
See ya.